Now let us talk about digital payments. Digital payments were the first disruption in the fintech sector, followed by digital lending. Now China leads in digital payments and India registers about 1/8 of the transaction that China does. The biggest fintech innovation in India is done by Reserve Bank of India through Unified Payment Interface (UPI). It has almost transformed the way India does transaction for its daily requirements. It enables users to transfer money instantly between two bank accounts over a mobile phone. You can split your bill through your friends. You can make bill payments. You can do any transaction through your bank account. You just need your UPI ID. You do not need your bank account details, your card number, your CVV number. That's not required, and that's the beauty of UPI. UPI accounted for 9% of retail digital transaction in volume and 1% in value in terms of 2017, 2018 and across 2020. The UPI infrastructure is characterized by peer-to-peer transaction and real-time interbank settlement. The other factors that contributed to its success are the smartphone ownership, penetration of internet through the rural landscape, lower transaction cost and improved user experience. India is ranked third in the list of 250 top promising companies in terms of fintech sectors, below US and UK. And how significant is that? Can you imagine India being the third country in terms of fintech industry after US and UK? How much opportunities India has, which the world should look after. Now let me talk about some of the challenges which India might still face in order to topple US and UK. Now India is ranked last in terms of per capita penetration and frequency of use by bank for international settlement report. It states India performs only 18 digital transactions per person per year. Now this could be the reason why, because people still do not have the mobile interface. There are many pockets of the population in our rural landscape who are not even aware of financial literacy, who do not have a bank account. Now this is the priority which the government should focus on and work upon. This was less than half of Saudi Arabia and Mexico. So you can imagine how less the penetration India has in terms of digital transaction and how much scope we have in our country. That's the positive aspect. So it's not a challenge, it's rather an opportunity. Now according to World Bank, only 33% of India's population above 15 years own a debit card, against 92% in Singapore and 87% in Japan. Again, there is a huge gap between the people who owe the digital banking financial services than the people who do not owe. Now BIS, Business International Settlement report, states that 95% of China's digital transactions are classified as real-time settlements, while it was only 29% of India in volume and terms and 7% in value terms. So this is a great opportunity which India should definitely work upon. The digital penetration, the banking awareness, the digital literacy landscape, and bringing access of banking channel to every Indian in this country. Now that's something which the government should definitely look